Welcome to State Champions Podcast, where it is always a celebration, where we talk about people, politics, community, and culture. With a former coach, a current coach, former high school teammates that won not one, but two Class A state championships back in the late 80s here in Michigan. Of course, we're going to talk about sports. And tonight, because the NBA playoffs is upon us, and you know how it goes, we're going to talk about those teams. But we're going to definitely talk about any time in this era, last 20 years, when LeBron James get eliminated, or if he wins, why they won, why they lost. Is it the coach's fault? Whose fault it is? I don't know, G. It's always somebody's fault when they lose, and it's always his fault when they win. But I want to make sure that tonight we talk about everything. Who is really the GOAT? So we have a number of people on the panel tonight, not a number, a couple. We're going to talk about the Kobe, the LeBron, but we're going to definitely talk about LeBron from a different angle. So I'm your co-captain, Rafeal Peterson. To my left and to your right is co-captain George T. Ward. How you doing, boy?
It's good, man. You know I'm all right. It's a great topic. Inevitable conversation, obviously, for us. And all the water cooler talk, coffee shop, Coney Island barbershop.
Yeah.
We bringing the State Champions Podcast. We're going to get after it. We're going to, everybody got their choice. Everybody got, their facts. My man sitting up here got his Wizards dress. Hey,
Wizards,
baby. What I anticipated, honestly, I thought Ralph was going to have a ball head down here, man. I thought he was just going to go all the way with the left wristband all the way up on the forearm and everything. I didn't know what was going on. So it's going to be a good show, man. It's been long overdue. State Champions Podcast. Who's the GOAT?
All right, yeah. Who is the GOAT? Make sure y'all subscribe to our IG, TikTok, and definitely go to our YouTube page if you haven't already done so. G, what's that number they can call in tonight if they want to make some comments? They want to give their insight on why whomever they're picking is the GOAT. What's that phone number, G?
313-458-4445. I thought we was going to change the number tonight. I thought it was going to be 023-2323. What? 458-4445. Let's get out.
Oh, man. So also, I know the people at home looking at the background, they're probably trying to figure out, what's that in the background?
That's cold.
The picture is out cold. You like that?
No, when I came down, I saw it. I said, okay, man, that's the list.
I got that at Detroit NFL alumni. They had a thing during the draft party.
Yeah.
And so I bought that. They had an auction in Insta.
Case. Anyway, we can zoom in on that because I
want the people to see that. I want to picture of that. Can you lean to the right? Can you lean? Let them see. Let them see what that is. The Kansas City Monarchs versus the Hillsdale Giants. The first Negro League World Series game, October 10th, 1924. You're talking about back in the day, G. That's a cold piece of work right there. That's going to always be in the background. Go ahead.
At some point, you talk about State Champions Podcast, and you always talk about, us talking about historical things. At some point, we're going to talk about Josh Gibson, Satchel Paige, and then the rest of them, man, because this right here, I don't think people really understand how significant this is right here. But that's dope. That's dope as it gets.
So, geez, and what we're going to do, we're gonna do that State Champion Podcast commentary on integration or segregation.
We talked
which is better for the Black community, and this is probably one of the best things we can show at this time in terms of segregation. It ties in, man. So it's going to be a great show. When we get to that, it's going to be a lot of people talking about that. But I've always said integration probably was the worst thing that could have happened to us as a culture of people. Because if you integrate into a system and you integrate with somebody, and somebody has to be the boss.
No doubt about it.
And over the years, it appears that the other guys with the other complexion are the bosses. So then we're going to get less than in most cases. So anyway, before we get started, hey Q, it's about that time so we can get into our business about who is the GOAT. Can you drop that intro?
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Welcome back to the podcast. We in the basement. Before we get to the debate, though, G, before we get to the debate, we have to introduce one of our guests, one of our other guests. I guess they coming, maybe they not, but they definitely
Been on the show.
been on the show before. We talking about Daniel Ferguson, who is definitely a bronaholic, a bronzexual. But to my right, to y'all left on the TV, we have Jorden Peterson, who is definitely a Kobe Bryant fan. You can see him got his all on his gear, Kobe 24. I forgot I should have sent him a picture to show when you was out in
Yeah,
LA. Like take pictures and we it's the unveiling and everything. So how you doing, Jordan? Yeah, they in for sure. Now, so one thing about it, we had to bring on young,
yeah.
because somebody I saw it on Facebook. Somebody said the GOAT talk is really stupid because you can't compare eras. But I just disagree with that, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But before we get started, let's talk about the series, the NBA in itself, the playoffs. We talking about the Pacers and the Knicks. Got them on tonight. What's that score? Anybody? Well, I think the Knicks still leading right now. But who do you have in that series, G?
Well, I think it'll be the Knicks in 6. Indiana's a very good basketball team. Too careless with the basketball, though.
Okay.
Too careless with the basketball. I think they are one acquisition away, maybe a year or two away, at least from being able to defeat the Knicks in the playoff series right now. And the way Jalen Brunson is playing right now, the way Josh Hart is playing basketball right now, it's going to be tough to beat him, at least for Indiana. It's going to be tough to beat him.
Yeah, right now they down 43-44, and it's still early in the second. So, Jordan, who do you have in that series? You got the Knicks or Indiana?
I'm gonna have to go with the Knicks. I like the Knicks in 5. I just don't think the Pacers have experience to beat the Knicks because typically playoff basketball comes down to 2, 3, or 4 possession game stretch, and when you have a player like Brunson,
Yep.
there's nothing you can do to stop it. And there's not really a go-to guy for the Pacers, so I believe that 5 games take the Knicks to win that series.
Oh, I definitely had the Knicks in that series, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't really like the style of the basketball. I just think that is too much. We gonna go screen and roll, get the ISO, and then go one on one. We gonna drive. I just don't like that type of basketball. But one I'm have to win, and if I was picking, I definitely would pick the Knicks. I do like Jalen Brunson. He's tough, one of those kids who grew up around basketball, hard nosed, but he can get to a spot. He not gonna elevate that high, but he gonna do what he have to do and use that big body, separation, do all those things, and he's gonna make some shots. So I'm gonna go in that series. Jordan, I'm gonna go back to you. Boston versus Cleveland, and LeBron James is not there. So who do you have in that series to win that series?
Boston should sweep.
Yeah.
Cleveland just doesn't have the firepower to make it with Boston.
It's over.
I believe that Boston probably wins this year. This just seems like the year that, any injury basically Porzingis, but they look like the best all around team in terms of depth, in terms of personnel. I think they're blowing teams out, and Jason Tatum hasn't had a good game yet. So that's kind of scary.
G, who you going with?
Same as nephew. I would say this though, nephew in response to saying Jason Tatum hasn't really got down. I'm gonna tell you something. That's probably best for them.
Yeah.
And oftentimes Jason gets caught up in, I think, trying to prove to people, but it's winning time, JT. It's winning time. And I think with the evolution and Derek White, Derek White is playing basketball right now. So the way he shoots the ball is crazy. But even though I hate watching the team, man, come on, they're shooting 43s.
Yeah, no, it's just too much.
I think to win the championship, Jordan, that's going to have to come down because they're going to run into somebody.
And it's not going to come down. It's not going to come down, and that's going to be the problem. I just, obviously Boston is a foregone conclusion that they're going to win the East and they're in the championship game. So let's move to the West.
Mm-hmm.
Have OKC and the Dallas Mavericks, and you got the kid. He's tough. Shea, and he got the wiggle. He got everything with him. They're going
Woodward.
against Dallas, Luka, Kyrie. Who you have in that series, G?
You know what? This is a 7-game series, I believe.
No. Go
I,
ahead.
I believe. Well, you know what? Maybe I'm hoping. I think maybe that's what it is. But I just think that the way OKC defends and Shea is playing like Shea playing like he's playing against some guys that used to take his lunch money. He came back in town 5, 6 years later. But they're so interchangeable. Jalen Williams, I mean, these guys. So it really could be OKC in 6, but I'm playing for 7 games.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I definitely don't think it's going 7. I'm gonna tell you the reason why, because I like Kyrie and Luka, but the problem is we don't defend. And the other problem on the other side is OKC does defend. So I think that series now that you have Luka, who is a little hobbled,
Right now.
and then I was watching the other night, I was watching Kyrie get to the rim, and he was getting shot blocked.
Tennis anyone?
Listen, tennis anyone. So I was looking at that, I was like, wow, these guys are really sliding their feet, getting in position. So I'm going with OKC and that with Jordan. Who you going? I know who you going with.
Yeah,
But
you know, I'm gonna go with the outlier. Luka Magic, the greatest white show on TV.
Luka Magic, you going with Luka Magic? Okay.
Luka Magic, you know,
Yeah, that's G's man.
he's hobbled, but I think him and Kyrie pulled it out. I think their experience. You know, OKC won the first game single handedly, but I think that's what they were supposed to do. I think J Kidd makes some adjustments. They figure out how to keep the game closer in game 2 and go ahead in the series.
Okay. All right. So the last team on the West, Minnesota versus Denver Nuggets, the reigning champions. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a fan of Denver. I'm a fan of Denver basketball. The way they play it the right way. But I'm gonna tell you, Denver is in a world of trouble. Denver will be lucky if they win again. And what I saw the other night on TV, Minnesota's length, their athleticism, they checking, and of course
And they tough.
and of course they tough. So and what we're seeing is everybody's talking about the young folks struggling to guard. Jamal.
Yeah.
But the problem is really
Joker getting his shot blocked.
Joker is struggling bad.
And
And he's struggling really, really bad because you have guys with length. And if you remember, any team that can switch pretty much everything on the perimeter,
oh my God,
it makes it tough. So I remember I was talking to a couple people, and we were talking about what made Minnesota so good. And I'm telling you, looking at what they're doing as a unit, they reminds me of the 1990, was that 98 Bulls when they had the Worm, Mike Scotty, and Ron Howard.
and they can switch everything. They can keep everything in front of them.
Yep. And so then somebody reminded me that the 2004 Pistons were the same way in terms of the bigs. So you had Rasheed, Ben Wallace, Tayshaun, and then of course you had a big shot, Sean Phillips. So you had those guys. Yeah, well, you know, he wasn't the best defender, but he
No, absolutely.
But they had
people failing to realize too. Aside from Mike Conley, everybody on that team is 6'7" plus.
wow.
So
I didn't even realize that.
No, everybody.
When Nikhil Alexander-Walker takes into the game, they can literally ball hawk you for 94 feet because they're 6'7" plus, and they can slide their feet like you said and switch on the perimeter.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now who I'm going with right now to win it all.
Okay.
I am going with, and listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. I'm going with the Minnesota Timberwolves without Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
To win it all. No, I'm going with them to win it all because I'm gonna tell you, they're going to meet with Boston in the finals.
Oh, that's a problem.
And what you're going to see is two dudes on Boston who has traditionally in big games shied away and punked out. And so with the kid Anthony Edwards, what he's doing, he said he's going to kill everything in front of him. Everything in front of him now. So he is not out there taking no prisoners. I'm going with Minnesota to win it all. And when y'all don't know this, but tomorrow I'm off to the playground.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
lost respect. So what I'm gonna do
It should be
is
like plus 2,900. I believe.
they plus
I
100.
think it was plus 2,900 before they blew out. They might.
They probably just, I'm
Oh,
dropping a bando on them.
oh,
I'm
okay.
doing a bando. I
A
got
Bando.
bando.
Now Sal Bando, you play with Milwaukee Brewers, the catcher.
Nope. This is a bando.
Okay.
I'm going bando. Soon as I touch down, I get that 10:20 tomorrow. I'm going right to the window.
I'm going to the window.
And tell them I need
You
to take
going?
it.
And you just going? You just had.
My man, give me Minnesota to win it all. When they get to Boston and the Strom, they gotta still play OKC, but I still think they can handle OKC. So who y'all got in the finals and who y'all think gonna win it all? Jordan,
I
this
think,
you.
I think Boston. I think you say Boston and Minnesota gets there. I don't know. That's a coin toss to me because the thing that people realize about Boston, they defend as well.
Mhm.
Eric White, Drew Holiday, one of two of the best defenders in the league.
Yeah.
I don't think Ant's played bodies so far that can defend the way Drew Holiday. Granted, he's a lot bigger than Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday has to take much bigger players than him in the post. So I don't know. I just think that team. I don't know. It's something about Boston. I think they're more well-rounded than the Timberwolves. I haven't seen the Timberwolves win a game when Anthony Edwards struggled, and that's I think will happen in the finals. With him being his first finals, he'll probably have the effect that Jason Tatum had when they played Steph Curry.
So I'm gonna tell you, you got Thomas at Boston and Denver Nuggets in the finals. You got Boston, Denver Nuggets. I don't know Thomas about that. I think it's not gonna. Melvin Cobb said Boston won for the win. Everybody going with them, but I'm gonna tell you, Jordan, what I think is gonna happen because of the style of play, and this is what I love about the three teams. Yep, Denver, OKC, and Minnesota. They're playing basketball the right way.
Mhm.
See, it's not a lot of one-on-one basketball. This ball is moving. It's a motion style offense, and this is what's hurting everybody. And if you look at all the teams that loaded up, that went and got the superstar players that were individual. Got beat. You talking about the LBJ now?
Yeah.
Milwaukee Bucks,
Uh,
the Suns, the Clippers. They got beat easy, and that's because these three teams are playing great basketball. I cannot think of the GM name who is in Minnesota now.
He was
he was
at
Denver.
Denver.
He brought.
He was he brought the Joker there, but I think again, here Ty Dem say, Minnesota. I mean, Denver and Boston. Maybe he started watching the show. He started watching the show last week. Then,
You know they all 0-2 right
hey, only thing I'm gonna say, hey, Marsh, you're right? Timberwolves ain't no joke, bro. Hey man, we praying for you and your family, man. You know what I'm talking about. You're a bad dude. Iceman D Good and Ant Man ain't no joke. Well, I tell you, Minnesota, Boston, and man, if Boston is strictly going to rely on hitting threes,
They're in trouble. Boston in trouble.
with the way they switch everything now. You look at Nas Reed, you look at some of these guys coming off the bench for Minnesota, and you're saying, well, wait a minute now. Their wings, they even get longer as far as off the bench and on the perimeter when they go to their bench. And as you alluded to earlier, Neff, at some point in time, they are 6'5", 6'6", and higher at every position. Boston, you may be in trouble. And Derek White, I don't think you're going to keep shooting it. No, you're going to keep shooting the ball.
He's going to be in a world of trouble against that defense, and that's one thing that I'm looking at. When I see the big picture, I'm going to roll with. I'm telling you, I'm dropping the bando. Listen, I'm dropping the bando down. I'm listening. Ain't no sense in me playing no game. I'm going with them to win it all, bando, and then let me not fly back down there. And if Jordan is close to being right, bando, if it's plus 2,900, you know how much I get?
No, I can hear you.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you know. But if it's down to 14, I'm still in the.
now. I'm gonna check it live.
Let's check it live for me. So definitely check it live because I'm definitely want to look at that.
Well, Anthony Edwards will make a world of difference, man. And I think that you're going to see even better basketball out of him because he's the type of dude. It's almost like, man, it's like he kill raccoons or something before he come up in the gym now, man. No, he looked at Durant like, boy, I've been looking for you,
Right,
boy,
like, you
for the
my
last
man,
10.
but
You my man's, but right now, boy, I would go on your grill right now, too.
So let's add to them. So if they meet Boston in the final, you got to remember Jaylen Brown is from Georgia.
Mhm.
Somebody got to be the big dog, and I'm gonna tell you, I think he is going to eat Jaylen Brown alive.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's going to eat him alive. That's going to be the difference in the series because I already.
I don't think they put Jaylen Brown on him.
But he is going. Well, if he don't, well, what happens is what I'm finding out is this: he is one of these guys that has the mentality. Matter of fact, Q, you dropped it. Let me drop the. Just drop the video on my man.
Can we now call Anthony Edwards a top 3 player in the NBA? Not many people are watching Minnesota Timberwolves regular season games, but what the Ant-Man has done in the playoffs is creating a buzz that he could be one of the best players in the NBA. Ant has the ability to carry a team. Edwards averaged 26 in the regular season and right around 30 in the playoffs. He's even getting Michael Jordan comparisons, mainly because he looks exactly like him. But would you build your team around him over players that are similar age, like Shea and Luka?
So listen, I'm gonna just tell you for me, that kid right there, to me, and everybody's comparing him to Mike, obviously, but I think for me, he has that
he has
it factor. But he has what most of the people in the league does not have. The LBJ, I don't even like his name is LeBron. See, if you do what you did, he don't even get doing this with LeBron. Okay, hey LeBron or Kevin Durant or what's the other boy name out in LA? Oh, you man,
George.
Oh, George,
Trash.
yeah, all these dudes. Listen, all these dudes. But I'm saying he is the closest thing to Mike. He got a ways to go. Obviously, he's not there. But what I like that's on the lines of Michael Jordan is his intensity
levels.
and it's unbelievable. It's like, okay, I'm gonna show y'all why I'm the man. But I guess that leads right into the conversation. Make sure y'all want to call in 313-458-4445. Make sure y'all go to social. Go to IG, TikTok. Well, all the young people, Jordan, you got to get on TikTok. What they saying on TikTok? You on live? Oh, I thought you had TikTok, man. All the young people at, we want to hear from everybody what they think. Don't be shy. We can hear your comments and stuff like that. But I'll say one thing that we have to look at totality. So we'll start with the guest, Jordan. What makes, before you reveal, I think it's obvious who your GOAT is. What makes a GOAT? Give me 3 things that make a GOAT. What's the criteria?
Okay. This is a conversation I've had many a time, so this is very easy to me. You're limited to 3. I don't think 3 is be enough.
Okay,
I'll say 5. There's 5 things that come into the GOAT criteria.
You
have accomplishments, you have stats, you have longevity, you have winning, and you have the eye test.
Okay.
The eye test being if I set the average NBA fan down.
Hold on, wait. Start up. I'm writing it down.
Okay, go ahead. You got statistics.
Okay.
You have accomplishments.
Okay.
You have winning.
Okay.
You have the eye test.
Okay.
You also have longevity. Those are the 5 things that goes into the criteria. When you argue with people, you can say when somebody dominates, and, let's say when Bill Russell has the rings, he should be the GOAT. And that's not the case because all the other criteria. So those are the 5 things I think goes to that conversation.
Wow.
So go ahead. Just right now. So G, what you got? What's your criteria for the GOAT? Because we obviously it's always celebrating. So we celebrating the GOAT, and we're gonna get to the GOAT in a minute. But go ahead. Go ahead, G.
I would tell you this. Nephew just talked about obviously statistics. Okay. Winning is paramount. I think the one thing that nephew left off, you talk about the GOAT and the acronyms, greatest of all time. The impact that this individual has, but not just on the game, not just on his statistics, but his teammates.
Yeah.
You know, so when you look at guys, I say, okay, these dudes here really should only average 5.
That's cool. Yeah, just a little.
These dudes should only average 5. And you look at, and they're getting 12, 13 a game, 20 sometimes. And obviously the winning mentality, you know, that goes into it. So those are the things for me that are paramount. And overall, you know, not just being a person that fills the stat sheet up in one or two categories, how are you impacting the game overall statistically as well?
All right. Read that number more times. I can
313-458-4445. You can call in, get on live, on air, make your comments. Let me see who got everybody. You got sure. You got Brother John say Luca. Come on. Come on, Brother John. Come on. What are you talking about? So toast to the GOAT, and I think can y'all move the number off the screen because there we go. You see my man at the bottom. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is a toast to the GOAT, y'all. And I got the whole Wizards jersey on. This is like when he was back in practice when he was with the Wizards. He put a long sleeve on. So now listen, seriously, I'm gonna tell you. For me, see, you have the one thing about you have people in the league, and you have a lot of good players and you have great players. But what to me, why it's really not a conversation.
Oh, it's not even a conversation.
It's not even a conversation.
All right, everybody, good night. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, it's over. That's all I'm saying. It's not a
What do
conversation.
you mean it's not a conversation? How is it not a conversation? How does everybody else?
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
Oh man, it's a conversation, man.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because one thing about what makes elite, we talking about elite, it's a mentality.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I'm gonna tell you why I don't even think it's a conversation for Mike and LeBron today. It's really like a Mike and Kobe because the mentality of an elite player says one thing, and this is why I like Anthony Edwards and the way he's carrying himself. His mentality is like we were back in the day with Mike Jordan. If Mike Jordan was a guy who had that bag on, he gave you the bag, and you owe $10, I promise you can.
No, yeah, he come.
You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So the mindset, this is the elite mindset that Michael Jordan had. LeBron, you heard what he said the other day. It's just a game. It's just a game. And he shrugged. It's just a game. And then
It's taken out of
it was. Oh, really? Why? Because in his mind, just a game.
He had a question, and you.
Okay, what's the question? I want to hear it. I want to hear it. We got.
Hold on. Here's about this. Hey, T-Dep said Magic, and Iceman, our main man, number 10, left. He good said, why is Kareem not in the conversation? And Iceman, I'm going to tell you, I said Kareem has to be on the Mount Rushmore. Question about it.
Jordan said, because I'm going to tell you why. But keep your thought. He said the eye test. And I'm going with the eye test. Kareem had a great impact. The eye test, he ain't better than Michael Kobe. All right, next. So that's all. That's all.
What made it way? His impact, first of all, Kareem's impact on the game. You look at him, when he went to college, they eliminated.
Okay.
Then what Kareem was able to do, and I'm gonna just say this, I'm not saying he's definitely one of the. I think the reason he is not considered is also one of our previous shows, social engineering. I think his religious beliefs and how he was with the media in the 70s and the 80s really made some people be like, you gotta think about it. Kareem did something. And do you ever notice nobody ever compares anybody? Nobody ever says, hey, well, he's like Kareem. You know why? It ain't never been nobody and never will. The sky hook is a shot that people say, it's unstoppable. It's unstoppable. And a lot of people, it's pros that have tried it.
Yeah.
And every now and then somebody will do it. My man, you knew he was going over his left shoulder and looking. So again, he's definitely in the Mount Rushmore, Irwin. But I think, Rap, and we talked about this when we talked about this show, you made a valid point for me, the mentality. And I think when you talk about eras, right? Mm-hmm. I think LeBron symbolizes that shift. Even though he played, obviously, when Kobe was playing, what I think LeBron shows is the way, and you see it in KD now, the way this generation has kind of been raised and reared. I think the thing that we do not like about LeBron, and for me, if LeBron is GOAT, maybe he's 1B. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the top 2 or 3. And if you can say that you want the best ever, then okay. But you made a great point, and I think the thing that we don't like about LeBron is the fact that he plays like this AAU generation. His stuff, even that whole going to Miami, even KD's thing, doing something that nobody ever thought you could ever do. Go to a team that you had up 3-1, and you say, okay, I'm going to join them. So I think the difference in the mentality is obvious, but that's a generation too, though.
But see, but still, G, it doesn't make me a difference about longevity of LeBron. Those things. So it's like this. You look at because you played longer, John, don't make you better. And because you played a long time, and I just say this, playing a long time, just think about this.
Well, not just playing a long time.
All right, so
Jordan played a long time.
I'm gonna give you an
Jordan
example.
played a long time.
But he ain't played 20 years. But so if you had, let me ask you this, because you're talking about this longevity statement. If you had a Honda Accord, Honda Accords ride a long time. You had an 81 Accord, and you still had it, and you got it in 1981. You still had it in 2021. Let me just say this to you: is that better than a Rolls Royce? Because we talking about because it's longevity. I don't care nothing about that. Because then you got to go to the outside.
So now are you sitting here? This little funny little turquoise Wizards jersey on.
Yep.
Are you going to compare Bron to a Honda Accord? See that?
My point,
No.
my point is longevity.
You at least got to compare it to a Lincoln.
I got a better.
All right, now, okay, well, you want to use a Cadillac? It doesn't make a difference. When we look at the eye test, a Rolls Royce is a Rolls Royce, brother. See, I don't care how long
Bron Rolls Royce too. If
man,
Michael Rolls
hey,
Royce,
I got a better comparison for longevity.
Let me give me this real quick.
this
LeBron,
show on.
no, LeBron, he ain't no Rolls Royce. See, he a Bentley. See, he good, but he not a Rolls Royce. And now I'm just telling you what a guy told me who had a Rolls Royce and a Bentley. He said the Bentley is great, but it drives like a tank compared to the Rolls Royce. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
All right, Jordan.
So I think LeBron wins the longevity conversation. Obviously,
Of course,
we have that. That's just one part. Again, that's why I said it's different criteria that goes into it. But in terms of longevity, just a fun fact: LeBron has only played one season, all 82 games. Mike Jordan 9 times.
Yep.
People, I mean, you can argue 21 years, but the thing about longevity, you can't argue cumulative stats in terms of total points or total assists. Because if that was the case, Vince Carter's a better shooter than Steph Curry did. He has more. Draymond is a better shooter than Larry Bird. He has more threes. So that's a dumb argument. You have to compare. Draymond has more threes than Larry Bird.
Okay. And I just want to know.
Shaq has more free throws than Steph Curry. Is he a better free throw shooter? Absolutely not. That's human. You have to argue points per game.
Yeah.
And there's only one player that has 30 points.
That's right.
That's who?
Michael Jordan.
Okay, so can I get the video? I need the video. I need the video then. The video with Mike Jordan say the stats and is no, not the interview. No, I want the interview. I want the other one. I think that the one you couldn't download.
Bron.
So listen. So when I think about this,
It's like an argument.
so when we think about this,
End the debate, please. Here we go. 3 parts. One player has won the scoring title, regular season MVP, was first team defensive player, led the playoffs in scoring, and won the MVP in the finals. All 5 things. It's only happened 4 times in the NBA. You know who the 4 players who do it were? Jordan. Number 2, if you own a pair of Jordans or have a pair of Jordans on, stand up. Wow. If you have a pair of LeBrons on, stand up. Number 3, here comes a mic drop right here. We've all heard the stories about individuals getting robbed for their Jordans. Have you ever heard a story? Anybody getting stuck up for a pair of LeBrons? There you go.
so it's just really that simple. When you look at stats, because we talking about stats, and I get what you're saying. Only player in history, scoring title, first team all defensive, league MVP, finals MVP, and the championship. You can say what you want. I listen. You give. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it. You give me a lady who gives me a good run.
Hey, what?
And a 10-year window. Now listen to what I'm telling you.
Round spell one.
Listen, a 10-year window. What I'm telling you is this. That longevity, because if you got somebody gave you 20-year run, and then they losing, and then they always crying, and then you didn't like his run was incredible, dude. And don't get me wrong, because other people said, well, what about the big fella in Boston?
Yeah, Bill Russell.
Bill Russell. And I get it. But when I look again, eye test. Bill Russell is a bad man.
Yeah.
But when we talking about the GOAT, I gotta say this exactly. I
He
agree.
can't compare because he played in a league when it was, I think, 18 of it. That's not.
Yeah, it was only 8.
And
There's
well,
a reason you had 11.
I'll say this.
Go ahead.
I'll say this too. For Bron, he entered at a time where athleticism was. I mean, like right now, the athleticism is ridiculous when you look at the NBA. No question
Actually, go
about
away.
it. And now LeBron, even as athletic and strong as he is, he has more people that have comparable athleticism set traits, not the skill per se. And I think the biggest thing with this piece is what makes Bron really has to be considered as the guy. I'll tell you now. He's more like Magic. Now, I think everybody, because Mike was such a just phenomenal scorer and an assassin, he's like something we hadn't seen, no question. But Magic Johnson revolutionized the basketball game in NBA.
Uh-huh. Impact in terms, I get that.
LeBron is more Magic with the ability to score and have that athleticism, like something we've never seen. Everybody, because it's basketball and we want to see the ball go through the hoop, and again, Mike was the joker there when it came down to he was going to get it done. We are negating the fact that Brown has wheeled some teams that really we can't even name some of those Cleveland stars.
I just so this is where y'all going to because you named the starter. He just lost, and let's talk about the series he just lost.
We can't talk about the series he lost when he was 39, 40 years old.
No, you can. You can.
Before you jump to that, so you're talking about back in 2007 when he took the team versus his Spurs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you go back and see who he actually played, he played the 41-41 Wizards. Hugh Arenas did not play. He played the Nets where Curry, who averaged the leading scorer, did not play, and he played the Pistons where Chauncey and I believe Ben Wallace did not play. When he played versus real competition in the finals, he got swept.
Well, I didn't know.
Can I get
I didn't know it was a one-on-one.
I
I didn't know it was a one-on-one league. I didn't know that.
No, I'm just saying.
You're gonna say all his accolades. You got to talk about when he do fall down.
Well,
so then you want to go back. You got to look at all
I'm just
that.
saying the context of him getting his team to the finals. People say
Well,
he drugged that team there, but Boogie scored 24 in the closeout game. It's not like he didn't do it.
yeah, no question about it. I never suggested it. I never. And Boobie Gibson, when he didn't play with Jordan, he averaged 8.5 with nothing.
Yeah, but
So I mean,
so
come on, man.
you hold wait. You think Boobie Gibson was able to get 24 because of LeBron or can he make shots?
Well, you think Steve Kerr it was because of Mike? I mean, he had to be able to get shots, but Bron made it easy for him to hit them shots.
No, let me just say this. So okay. So do you want to have that argument? That's cool. But if you gonna talk about that, and then you gonna say, well, now Bron 40 something. But if y'all gonna talk about longevity here, if your ass playing, then I'm gonna tell you right now.
Well,
And
when
so-
my man had the trick on his own, he didn't do nothing in the playoffs.
He had already had 6. It didn't really matter.
Right, no difference though. He's still
No, he's playing. It was a little farewell tour.
Yeah, he went. Listen, they send you to Washington for your career to die. Come on, man. If you had to send him out to LA,
you ain't Dakota, they send you nowhere.
Now, listen, but he did. But that was all a power play. Come on, George. Come on, now stop playing. See, this is the thing about you. See, you be flip flopping. You like John Kerry. Remember playing the man who ran for president? He was flip flopping every day. Now, either you're a LeBron fan or you a Mike fan. Listen,
You tell me I can't like a Lincoln in the Cadillac?
No, you talking about a Lincoln Cadillac. You must be talking about LeBron and some other.
My biggest
Rolls Royce.
Yeah. My biggest issue with Bron, and especially occurred this year.
This is where I'm going.
No. My biggest issue doesn't take away from what he is and what I've done. But what I'm saying is, this really illuminates. I talk to young people every day. You listen to these young people, and you recognize, man, there's not enough accountability.
This is where
There's not enough accountability for things. And as I watch Bron play, and I think, again, for whatever reason, he didn't have. Had he had a stronger coach throughout his career, if he had somebody like Larry Brown or something like that, or Phil Jackson, his career would have really. Then I don't think it would have been even a conversation. But I think his mentality, the mindset, really makes it where it's like, oh, Bron, don't say that. You can't.
So again, George, if you're going to say now, you're giving me all of these things about Bron and what you're talking about weaknesses and lack of accountability. You tell me, what do you do to players on your team at King High School and they don't have accountability and responsibility? What do you do to those guys? Are they on the floor for you?
No, you got to understand something, Ralph. This is what I'm talking about. This is really a generation of that.
That's where we going.
And so that's what I said. I think Bron is almost like the cutoff. You know, you look at guys, and nobody wants to talk about this. Nobody even wants to discuss this. You know, you talk about Jalen Brunson. You know, you talk about Cole. You talk about Mike. When Mike didn't make the team in the 10th grade, his parents set the tone for his entire life, not just his career.
Right.
Bron has been given. Don't get me wrong. He's crazy athletic. He done fought and worked for everything he got. But sports in the 13. So here we are now. You are talking about a generation of young men where it's almost like, well, what's wrong with that? You know, KD, how he responds to things. Again, no dad like that. Magic, his dad, you know, kind of spearheading his career. This generation of athletes, and really kind of starting with Bron, has showed you how being raised a certain way impacts you athletically. And I think all the things that we don't like about Bron is some of the problems that we have.
That's absolutely where I was going with that, G, is because that rings a bell. So think about to the series.
Yep.
How does Darvin Ham get fired after that? And then LeBron, and we know it, orchestrated this. I don't care what anybody says, that is pretty weak on his behalf, in my opinion, because, wait a minute, bro,
Beyond weak.
And then you decide in games, you going to take it. George, what happened if you call a timeout or you run a play?
Yeah.
You run a play, G. Do all your plays work?
No.
And they don't always work.
And then
You call a timeout, then one of your players, it's one thing for your coach to say something, but one of your players, I got to give me the board. Hey, man, what would you have done in that? Come on, G. I mean, you wanted to have the show. Now we on it.
Y'all probably you was a correction officer at the time. Would they let Fab in like they let Fab before? So
nowadays, I think it's a different generation. You can be able to call from the prison because they let Suge call in. So you call.
Well, I'll be able to podcast with a Bob Barker uniform on there, man.
But of course. So again, these guys that we're looking, and you said LeBron kind of spearheaded us.
Yep.
This is the reason why I don't like him in terms of that. Because, come on, man, you got to be accountable. See, he done got multiple coaches fired where everybody forget.
Tried to get Eric Spoelstra.
He tried to get Eric Spoelstra fired. And remember, y'all forget, he bumped Eric Spoelstra. But what did that man and that front office say?
We're not getting rid of him.
We ain't getting rid of Eric.
Yeah.
And listen, before we get rid of Eric, bye-bye. Bye-bye. So that's my thing about him. So these are some of the traits and characteristics that I don't like.
Yes.
So then, therefore, if I have to pick my GOAT, see, it's a lot more to it. See, he got accomplishments. Yeah. He's athletic. Yeah. He does all those things that we talk about. He's and off the court, he's put his guys in position. Oh, yeah. But and they age it. They didn't change rules. He got Rich Paul. They doing their thing. I ain't talking about off the court, man. I'm talking about on the court. And then if we're going to talk about off the court, we got to talk about you get Darvin Ham fired. Man, that is so weak. I don't care what nobody say. Jorden, you got the floor. What you got?
I just think a lot of times people, when they get into this conversation, they down other players to make elevate other players. I think they all are great players, in my opinion, but like you said, not really a comparison because he's more of he's a pass first that can score.
Yeah.
It's kind of like apples. It doesn't really make sense to have that comparison because they're two completely different players that play two different positions in two different eras. But granted, like you said, LeBron is a generational player. I think it's not a problem with understanding that you can have your GOAT. There's only one. That's what it comes down to.
Okay, so what's the GOAT?
My GOAT is Kobe. The GOAT is Jordan.
Okay. I like exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna need a co-host in a minute too.
Yeah, well, hey, y'all look at
I said LeBron go, but Mike is the GOAT.
And you know what? You really can see that, but I think you think about this, Ralph, and we've talked about this for years, and it didn't relate to basketball per se.
Mhm.
If anyone in this generation had that kind of power that's playing right now, I'm not trying to they all would be like it just happens to be that Bron has that type of power to do these things. I mean, because look at this. And nobody talks about it because everybody really said, all right, my man is a girl almost. KD made made it where Mark Jackson did not get the job in Brooklyn.
Oh, that
So
is another trait and characteristic that I don't like. But go ahead.
but again, it's of this generation. You are talking about he
I
manipulated
don't
the
like kids
he
this
manipulated
generation.
that situation so sweetly for himself. And then guess what? It didn't work. And he politely got on the plane and got out of town. Then he goes to the Knicks and so when the players had that type of power, you're talking about two guys. It is what it is. You're talking about two guys that have never ever talked openly about their fathers. But more specifically, neither one of them have been disciplined by their dads. So they've been dealing with moms,
Okay.
which is again more prevalent in this generation, and the way our community raises and rears our young people now is different than it was for Mike now. So what you don't like about Bron is kind of what you don't like about probably 85% of the league. He just happened to have been born at the wrong time. I would love to have seen him play in that era with those guys,
In the
but
90s?
huh?
90s?
Yeah, more in
Oh,
the 90s or so,
I don't
80s.
think it would work because we kinda saw evidence of what he played like as a 90s player. He played with the Spurs at Bruce Bowen in the 90s, and Manu, those are all 90s players. He struggled very bad, so
Well,
he would
what
be a
you
good
talking
player.
about? But you're talking about a series nephew. What I'm talking about is overall, and what I'm saying too, had he played in the 90s,
Stat
in the
man.
80s,
Oh,
he would have had upbringing too.
okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying for him. So I mean, you can't have everything. That's the one thing I do know. You can't have everything. So I think moving forward, I just would love to see that change a little bit with this generation.
What change? What do you want to see change? What are you talking?
Mentality. Man,
The
you know
mentality.
what?
What is not going to change because here's the part of the problem, G.
Mhm.
Based upon what you called me, your drawers is all in a knot. We gotta have a conversation, LeBron, and then what happened, what he did. He did this and he did that. And so the problem is, G, it's not going to change under the circumstances because you're talking about a generational thing.
Oh, no, absolutely.
So then, how's that going to work?
I don't. Well, the one thing I'll say is, I asked Mick McCabe about 6 years ago. I said, Mick, we have to do a story on the way that we're raising these young people and how it impacts athletics. And the older you get, the more you see. I mean, you see some of the guys on these teams, some of the younger dudes, the young guy in Dallas that got caught, the receiver Rice. You see him?
Yeah, Rasheed Rice, yeah.
No, he just knocked out the photographer the other day.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he did. So again, these guys are doing some things, and unfortunately, it's impacting them athletically. When we grew up, Ralph, if we picked a team, you playing in the streets.
Yep.
And you picked a team, and it was a slaughter team. It was a team that you knew was going to win the game.
Okay.
Guess what?
You switched the team.
You said, "Oh man, that's a slaughter," and then you picked the team over. Today,
They just slaughter you.
they'll just slaughter you.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, because they don't want to compete like that, they're going to pick the slaughter every single time. And when they play the video game, guess what?
Yep.
They're going to pick a dominant team, and they'll say, man, we beat them 204-80 because that competitive kind of fire has left this generation. And that's a direct result of the adults, man, and what we've been doing.
No, you can't take that one. Not that one. Not that one. Yeah, but listen, I'll say this for sure that one thing for certain with the whole thing, those characteristics, George, they're not going to change. So then I have a right to look at the guys from our era, Mike Jordan, and even the Kobe Bryants, and I look at those things, I can't diminish those things. I can't change
Oh,
the circumstances.
The circumstances don't eliminate the end results.
It does not. It does not eliminate the end result. So then, big fella, my thing is, for me, Mike, his will to win, his mentality was, I'm coming for you guys, and what I'm going to do is destroy you guys at all costs. So regardless of what, sorry, LeBron, you come in, sorry that you have this persona and this mindset, you have this power, but just because you have power don't mean you should use it in that fashion.
Doesn't know any better.
You get a brother fired.
Don't know no better.
Canning.
Yeah. Because you don't want to, because if you don't, you're accepting the responsibility. So when he gets canned, it's almost
So George, think about what you say. He's accepting it. So if he
Can we
fires
put the
somebody,
video on when Bron took the Pistons out? I know Q might throw up, man, if he showed it. If we had the video of when Bron scored, what did he score?
Straight.
He scored 25 in a row.
Listen, you just said he was athletic, so he can do some things.
No, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. This wasn't all that. This wasn't him getting tip-ins now.
No, that's not. I don't. That's not the point. You got to remember. A guy like the name George Gervin.
Yeah. He
got busy in the quarter. Yeah. You got to do like Mark Aguirre. So let's not. We can show some numbers. Now we show Mike numbers.
No, against the NBA champion. We talking about what Bron did on the road when he had all the odds stacked against him. That's all I'm saying. And the boy really, when he was in Cleveland, you remember that?
Yeah, you can't knock him for it. It was great. No, he's a great player. He has great performance.
Yes.
Yeah, he gonna have those. But man, come on, G. All those things that you're saying about LeBron, I just can't take it. I don't want.
What would you do to change Bron's game? What would you do?
It's not to change his game.
There you go.
I'm not trying to change his game. It's the mentality. This is my
mentality. That's from his upbringing.
That's so in there. Well, it's impossible.
Like rewiring somebody, it's not gonna happen.
So you can't do that. So then, if that mentality is not there, he get knocked down. He can't be number 2. He can't be number 1.
Okay.
And so, come on, G. I ain't trying to be funny. To get a dude fired. Now, my man, y'all just got to the conference finals the year before.
Year before.
And then all of a sudden. And then here's what I didn't like. He started doing some stuff, and then you got girl AD. Who walking away from the coach. They undermining the system.
It's contagious.
Well, number one.
Oh man, it's crazy.
Not AD. No, I'm serious. AD. See, this is what people not talking about. Denver really could have got out of there. They could have beat them, but Jokic strangled AD, I think, or something, man. And AD really is too soft, man. He's just
he is.
He's not a 5.
That's we got John where he said Mike played against bums and fans.
Yeah.
After Isaiah Magic Larry was gone and getting. Oh, well, I say this, brother John. If Mike came in this league right now, in this era, I wouldn't care what era you put him in now. If he came in this league right now. You got Mike's little cousin in Minnesota right now.
Yeah,
and he ain't even close to Mike. What I'm saying,
he ain't close.
What I'm saying,
not yet.
That's what I'm saying, not yet. Because I like him.
Them at 22, Anthony Edwards has more skill than Mike at 22.
No, but I would say this, and there's no question. But see, Mike at 22, you got to remember when Mike hit the league. See, Mike was gonna come in the summer gun, and one thing for certain, 2 things for sure. Mike coming to destroy you. Once you got off the floor. You were going to understand I shouldn't have been in there with him. My man is athletic, but he's not more athletic than Mike.
No, but athleticism, but skill-wise, I'm talking handle, jumper, he has a better skill set than Mike at 22 for sure.
And again, Mike, that is how Mike changed the game as well. How he changed his body made it where a guy like Anthony Edwards knew coming into the league.
There you go.
And I got to get stronger. Yeah. So Mike did that. And he did that for Bron because Bron being as strong as he is. But I tell you what, Anthony Edwards, he's not as athletic as Mike, but he right there.
No, but I tell people this is what because it was always this debate. It was always this debate about, and so I think when they talked about Mike was playing against bums, like my man John just said, and then like these guys are more athletic. Big D said that. I said, Are you guys kids? People don't realize this. Let me explain this to y'all.
What?
And this or that. The kids say no cap.
What?
You know who currently and still has the highest vertical leap in NBA history?
What,
Ralph?
You're right. But it wasn't as many of them.
But that's not the point of the story. Because now they're supposed to be more athletic. If you think about what I'm saying, G, Mike was if he has the highest vertical in NBA history to the current date now, can you imagine? In this era, if he came in, I don't care about how quick and these dudes doing all this one-on-one. Man, Mike and them shutting that down.
I had this conversation a lot of times. This is for you, John. People talk about him playing against bums. It's a hypothetical conversation because you can't put him in today's era. It's not NBA 2K.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people understand, they try to put him in his era and they say his skill set from back then, but you have to take account of evolution. The same way defenders are quicker and longer and more athletic, he would have more spacing on the floor now. It was NBA rules now in place that you can't touch him now. So him averaging 30 back then where you could be somebody and all that stuff, he would average 50 now. Like literally, he would average 45 to 50 points a game in today's era because defense is literally non-existent nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's like you could say he played against bums, but if we being real, those bums are in the top 75 in NBA history.
The way that the game has transitioned with all the 3-point shooting, the evolution of these guys being able to hit shots like this, it allows some driving lanes for Mike and some space that, like you said, it would have been crazy, man. So you're right. I think some of them are trying to play D. I think the better teams are really
but
trying
this
to play
is,
some defense.
I'm telling you, G.
Yeah.
So to your point about the evolution of the game, but it's transitioning back to real basketball. So now these superstars, the LeBrons, the KDs, and all those guys that played. Hold on, let me see. So Kareem is a GOAT.
Chuck.
You can't match his basketball career, 4 high school. I'll say champ, 3 NCAA. Okay, 6
I don't really
shit.
think you could count high school.
Yeah.
That don't really.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, brother Charles, we got you, as you know, Kareem.
But I mean,
we like not,
NCAA.
he was 3 NCAA championship, you know.
And he
Kareem
only could play 3 years.
Yeah, he gonna play 3 years, you know.
That's
he did
solid,
his thing.
but
when I look at it all though, for real, G, looking at that picture with Mike in this era, I'm not. See, y'all have to realize when you hear the stories, the things that Mike did. Mike put fear in guys.
Yeah.
Listen, he put fear. When LeBron walk in, they probably be like,
Well,
what up, dude?
Well, think about this, guys. Now, I just want you to understand this, Raph. What you not, and I'm with you, but understand this too about that. This is an era where by the time Brown was in the league, the best guys that went to the league as well, they had played against him 10, 11, 12 times. It was so the game was different then. You know, Mike was almost.
I wouldn't give a care if
no,
they played
you haven't fear because you hadn't seen it.
Listen to me.
If you fought a dude,
listen. Let me say this to you, G. Never forget this. Once Mike was in the league and guys played against him, it didn't make a difference when you ran across him. You know what they said? Do not say nothing out the way to Mike Jordan. They had played against him. He had been in the league, man. See, what you're doing, you're giving credence to this weak culture. And saying because they know him, and then they cool, and they brothers, and they play. No, but listen, the pros have played against Mike as well. Gee, Mike will come in. Think about this. This is one of the coldest stories I ever heard about Mike Jordan. Coldest story, one of the coldest ever. Mike Jordan, them playing against Washington Wizards. This is when he was in Chicago. Playoff time, they playing the Wizards, 3:30 afternoon in Chi-Town.
Yeah.
You heard the story before?
Which one, LeBradford?
No. Heck no. So what happened was this. The Washington, at the time, they was the Bullets. They were coming to the arena. They get caught in the rush hour traffic in Chicago on a Sunday afternoon. So typically, NBA teams do what? They get there to the gym.
Warm up. Yeah, they had 3. Yeah.
They minimum 3 hours, 4 hours.
4 hours or 5 hours.
So what happened? They got caught in traffic. Jordan, it's the coldest story that you ever want to hear. So what happened was, Mike Jordan, them, they waiting. So the bus pulls up. The door open up. The bus door for the Washington Wizards. Ferrari blocked the door. buzzards, same bullets. You know what I'm talking about. Same
Yeah, well,
thing.
you
Come
got to
on,
have factual information, man.
the story is factual. You can change the name.
No, you can't
If they
change
call
the
you
name.
G, that don't mean your name ain't George, man. Come on, man. Stop
You
playing.
you can't call them another
Man,
name.
listen, wizards, bullets, whatever. You got to be politically
They're
correct.
going to have fact check on State Champions Podcast.
And then they gonna be like, this was the bullets. But it could be the Wizards. You understand? Let's be cool. Listen to the story, man. So what happened was a guy blocked the door. Ferrari.
Yeah.
Testarossa.
Yeah, okay.
Red.
It's your man.
Window come down because Chris and Jawan is coming off the bus. Roll down the window, cigar in his mouth. Who guarded me tonight? This is a true story. Chris and Jawan look at each other and say, Kelber Cheney. So listen to
They
that.
wasn't guarding.
But hold on. This is what y'all don't understand. This is an hour and 30 minutes before the game. Mike Jordan is in a Ferrari, but he in uniform, smoking a cigar. That's a real story. How many of you think he gave Kelber Cheney that night?
Man, Calvert Cheney was scared as ever, and Calvert Cheney.
That's the whole point of the fear.
Man.
That's the whole point. All right, go ahead, Jordan. Go ahead.
Nah. You got plenty of stories about Jordan. You know.
Yeah,
like
you
I said,
do.
It's not really the fear that he.
Yeah, drank
Yeah,
booze
no,
after
for
the
sure.
game.
Yeah, drinking, he could crazy.
You can't do that today.
Nah,
Who wouldn't do it today?
absolutely.
Can't do
He drink wine with his shirt off with Dwayne Wade. What you talking about?
Oh,
Drinking wine? Oh, okay. So just think about this. So let's imagine if Mike, the technology and all the stuff that they have now,
That's why his knees was bad in Washington.
that's what
He-
people
he
don't
didn't take
even
care of his body.
realize. If Mike had everything they have now, the cryo chamber and all this.
There's also more temptation to do other things.
yeah,
No, he would. Yeah, he.
That Mike was probably
yeah. Mike was doing too.
Yeah, no.
Mike was doing it.
No,
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
no. The only difference.
it's even more so now.
The only difference is back then social media wasn't a thing, so he was doing it, but it wasn't really big. He would be plastered nowadays.
Yeah, he'll give classic. Yeah, he'll give classic.
But that don't take away from what he do on the court though, so it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it wouldn't. Because you gotta think.
Kobe had a rape trial and still was dropping 50. So
Yeah.
it don't get worse. Than that.
yeah, he know he ain't. But he
It
know
don't-
he
it don't get worse.
He know he ain't do it though.
Day-to-day,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Day-to-day, the hanging out, the casino.
Do y'all think about this? The scrutiny that was on Mike Jordan, the scrutiny on Michael Jordan back then, people don't even realize it. But what they did, they just covered a lot of that stuff up.
Yeah.
The gambling, the women. Mike, it was crazy. It's crazy stories, all the time. But so we got some more comments. Let me see, you got some new comments. Hold on.
Let's show LeBron and the
Oh,
Pistons,
he wasn't
man.
fair. He
Man,
wasn't
come on, man. He
Let's
want to
just
see
show-
this dude. Want to come on, guys.
So hold on. So this coming from a dude. Hey,
Show the clip of
Man, I
LeBron when he had.
I wish we could
when
get
before he
Bron-
had the implants.
I wish we could get my. Oh,
Implants is crazy. Ooh.
All right, okay, then do that. But then I want you to show that video of my man. Show the video, and I want you to show the video.
Balco?
No, my man. They say anything LeBron do, everybody be like, he the coldest. I gotta send y'all the video. Oh, you gotta look at it. Oh, you gotta look at it. Man, you'll just fix it. Come on, quit playing. You can find that one. No, I didn't send it. Look it up. It's a guy. Anything that LeBron do, they be like, yup, he did do that. He got hair implants. He the coldest. Anything.
No, the Brian sections are so, those. I don't dislike Brian. I just don't like his fans. Because the biggest thing is they're hypocrites. They give him the credit, but don't give him the blame. So that's my biggest thing when it comes to
Man, we gotta get somebody. We got.
well, your daddy ain't never gave Mike no blame.
It wasn't none to give around. I mean, he was winning. Listen. He went to the room 6 times. G. He scored 6 times.
Came out
real.
with that.
real.
He got that action.
Let's see. He went to the room 6 times. Your boy LeBron.
He went 10 times, only scored 4.
Oh, come on.
He ain't
And
go-
then he got the
he ain't
bubble
go by
championship.
himself.
Y'all still talking about that?
What you mean?
LeBron
What
went to
difference
the
it
room by
make?
himself.
What difference it make?
It does.
If he was in the bubble or not,
It does.
they still had to play. What difference it make?
It does. Come on.
See, I
George, that's
think-
when dudes was hitting the shot from half court, man, in the bubble, man. Everybody.
TJ Warren was scoring 50.
Listen.
TJ Warren's a bad boy.
He ain't,
TJ
Come on, man.
he ain't scored 50 cents.
No.
TJ Warren ain't even playing.
No,
no
for
more.
real.
No, that's because TJ Warren be doing all that other stuff, so he need to be isolated. See, you see how his game would have been. TJ Warren's bad boy, man. You isolated and keeping him away from all that other stuff.
I seen the dude shake a dude at
All
half
them
court in the
narcos.
bubble and then pull up at half court. I said, If they playing in the church gym, you know what I'm saying?
That was a glorified scrimmage.
I think if you had a portrait of Mike Jordan drawn on your wall when you was a teenager, you shouldn't say nothing else the rest of the night.
I didn't have a portrait of him drawn on the wall.
Man, you had the thing that was drawn on your bedroom.
No, it wasn't drawn on the wall. It was the poster from what you call it, man.
Oh man, I'm talking, man. It looked like that was.
No, man, that was the. See, this is.
He
It had.
man
Listen,
sign.
Man,
no,
I thought it was
listen,
bad.
First of all, it was the Sports Illustrated cover. A Star Was Born. No greater impact on the game. Y'all can say what y'all want. Bron wouldn't have got no shoes. Nobody else wouldn't have got no shoe deal. Mike started it all.
No,
His
ain't no
impact
doubt.
is legendary, man. Come on.
No, Magic and them had shoes, but they,
Magic,
So
man,
wait,
they-
do you think he's the most influential player of all time?
Who most influential? Let me see.
I think he globalized basketball, but I think influence in terms of now and who changed the game the most, I think it got to be Steph Curry. I'm seeing kids that's no, I'm saying for the game of basketball, I'm seeing 5-year-olds shoot the ball from 40 feet.
with the way it's being
the way
played
the
now.
game is changing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Like,
And I'm gonna say this: the reason it couldn't have been Mike because you couldn't have done the stuff he was doing. It's like, man, come on, when
yeah, you can't.
when
You can
couldn't
shoot from
go-
40 feet. You can't
but
jump.
you can't
48
go
inches.
jump
Yeah.
like that. You can't, that kind of footwork.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, that his ability to shoot the ball. So now everybody, I mean, you seeing
3-on-1 fast break, ending in a 3.
Caitlin Clark.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
come on now. What?
So Steph did that because when you look at the percentages, when you talked about Day, when Draymond Green, Bird, with the way Bird can shoot the ball, just think if they were allowing people to shoot the ball that
yeah,
doggone
10 to
much.
12
But
times.
Berg, but see, like you said this earlier because we talking about Boston. They shooting too many threes. I'm sure Berg could have shot some more threes, but of course he
The
was like,
game wasn't like that in.
I know, but I'm saying if he wanted to, he probably could have. But he understood the game. This is not a winning style of basketball. I promise y'all. Listen, put your money where your mouth is now.
It's not as lucrative. It's plus 320. You got to put a little more than that.
Oh, come on,
They
guys.
up 2-0. They up 2-0. So
it went
come on,
like
that's
that.
it's down to
Oh.
320. Yeah.
Guys,
Your best bet is to hope that Denver wins tomorrow, and then you put the bet in after that.
come on, Denver. We got to call Popeye Jones.
It
And
might
tell
go
him
to like
to
plus
Pop,
500
man.
or
call
something.
Pop Jones. So, because man, dang, I thought I was gonna be able to get
I just
the
looked at it.
band though. I was gonna
You ain't gonna
laugh,
get
man.
nothing.
Get back to that window.
You're
I
going
was
to still laugh. It's going to be a chuckle.
Yeah,
gonna be a chuckle.
yeah,
3,000, not 15.
yeah.
I was trying to get that 15 band though. Dang. Oh man, but so G. So so go back to. I think this is more of your point. You were talking about the whole scheme of the LeBron James window and how everything goes.
I think the last week and a half.
Summarize it.
I think the last week and a half really is a microcosm of his career, so to speak, and his mindset. And unfortunately for him, and he's done an outstanding job. Don't get me wrong.
His mindset is it like
his
we'll
mind-
see. Is what mindset? Is?
Well, you gotta
I
understand.
mean, call it what it is. G, come
Yeah,
on, don't.
But if
sugarcoat it.
it
Don't
is,
Don't.
it's a punk ass mentality.
Okay.
Okay,
And it is what it is.
We'll see.
But unfortunately, though, Ralph, and this is the thing. This is how it ties into what we do every day. This is today's youngster. This is literally
bingo.
This is literally today. So that's why I said it. For me, it has to be a cutoff, and then you say, okay, this generation here, because I mean, you look at all sports. A lot of these dudes, man. I mean, it is what it is now. So things have changed to a certain degree, and the competitive fight. And then when you see somebody, this is the main reason why Anthony Edwards. Yeah, you don't get to see it. You like, okay,
Yeah.
You think about
I
this.
pay money to see Anthony.
Who
Edwards.
are so okay, guys? The top 6 players in the NBA.
Right now,
Dang.
you
Yep.
gotta go Jokic.
Jokic?
It's really international league. Jokic,
Hold on.
Embiid,
Uh-huh.
Giannis,
Luka.
Luka. If you want to put a Anthony Edwards in there and Tatum, I say them 6.
I got
There's somebody we leaving out though.
I got
Who?
You might have.
Who I live?
No, you got Joker. You got
Yeah.
Jokic.
It's an international league. The top
it's
5 is international.
So America. I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this now.
He said
Embiid.
Embiid.
Said Embiid.
He said Embiid. Yeah.
So the top 5 players, and Jason Tatum on some weeks
Yeah,
could be
exactly.
included in the top 5. But I don't include him in the top 5. But what I'm saying is,
Drake.
D.
Drake. That's Drake.
hey
You know what
man.
I'm saying? Come on, I'm just saying.
So here we are. if the top 5 players in the league are international players,
What does that mean?
what has that suggested about us? Because you can't say that the talent isn't here,
No, fine.
right? And when you look at it, we have seen a player that was the next guy to be the chosen one, and he was from Michigan. And for different circumstances, it hasn't happened as of yet, okay? But what we've done to our young people is impacting basketball, and the people from overseas. Victor Wembanyama, next year, he'll make it where the top 6 players.
Man, they couldn't go ahead, because somebody, man, we don't want to see Jordan shoes. Come on, guys, what we doing here? We can't have people asking. We don't need special requests coming from the peanut gallery. They want to see Jordan shoes. Man, let's take one of your shoes off and put it up here, and put it just right there.
So you got, if you want to zoom in, you got Gigi and Kobe right here. You got Mamba right here, and then on the other shoe, you got the Lakers logo right there. Then you got Legends Never Die. You know, shout out to my best friend. She got me these 2 years ago. Kobe Mama mentality. You know, a 1-on-1. I ain't never seen it before.
No,
Man, I know them cold. We might should. Can I get the photos? I can't even find the photos.
Who
on
they-
Wiz.
Oh, we was young when I was
Yeah,
young.
yeah.
I saw Kobe and LeBron live in action when I was like 8. And
Oh, hold on. Listen, yes, George, keep talking. I'm about to send these pictures. I'm gonna let y'all listen. You want them showing with the
I mean, you can show. I was 8. You know, everybody
go
had
ahead,
to
G.
go.
Go ahead.
But so you look at it, the top 6 players in the NBA next year, you know, Anthony Edwards will be involved in that. But at least 6 out of the top 8
Would be international.
international guys. And if you are going to sit here, because again, this is what we've done as a society too. So Bron is really moving according to how America moves now.
Right.
The culture is we're not going to hold nothing accountable. We're not going to look at ourselves and say
It was my
we are the problem.
Yeah, man.
I got some parents right now. I know some parents right now who have messed their child's career up.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to talk about it. So with Bron, he is a product of this generation.
Yeah.
And I think more than anything, if we're going to get basketball back to what it was, then in this country, then we got to do a better job raising these young people, man, holding them
A lot more
accountable.
Anthony Edwards now.
You need a lot more Anthony Edwards, man. I'm sure if things don't work out for him, he can be some type of
What do you think? You think he
exterminator.
should stay in Minnesota? Because I was talking to my dad about this a couple of weeks ago. I think he needs to be on a bigger market in terms of like being the face of the league. I don't think we've seen a face of the league in a Minnesota small market team.
Well, KG, and then ultimately he left, but when he went in his
Was he the
prime, he
face?
was still there.
He wasn't
Q, I
Kobe
sent
was
you
the
some
face.
He
pictures.
wasn't the face of the league. You're right, but I will say this about that. I think because of who Anthony Edwards is, ultimately he's just a country guy,
No facts.
right? And my prayer is, and I'm gonna say this because they're gonna try to paint.
Yep, I hope,
I hope he stay.
I just didn't I tell you that? I hope he said.
I hope he because if he goes,
No, it's not the same.
he gonna end up in New York or LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think this is refreshing for the league.
Yeah.
I think Denver winning it last year and seeing Bron them out of it. I think this is very refreshing for the league,
Facts.
man. And
I think
it's-
the only OG left in the game right now in the playoffs is Kyrie. I think everybody else is young dogs.
yeah, I think it's a blessing to see that. But again, Ant-Man has been ferocious since he was 15 years old, at least when I saw him. And I just said, man, this young boy here
And he built like
is
a
good.
linebacker.
He's built like a linebacker, and he's 6'4" tall, and he has a tenacity. And Rav talked about the intangibles of being so tenacious.
That makes you.
And he wants, when I saw him as a 15, 16-year-old kid, he was an exception at the NBA Top 100 camp. He was an exception. He was going to his junior year. Zion was one. DeAndre Ayton, Michael Porter Jr., they were one. And every game he played, after he played the first game, because you heard every time, I'm coaching, and we're at University of Virginia, so it's 3 courts going, and you hear somebody, oh, and you look over, you say, oh, shoot,
dunked on
this
somebody
kid,
again.
dunked on somebody else. So next time after dinner, I'm going to see this kid. And my man, he shot the ball as well as you wanted a 2-guard to shoot it with range, and then his athleticism and defensively,
I say nobody talk about. He checked.
he checks like game 1, he set the tone.
Yep.
He had Jamal Murray looking like, man, the game just started. That's how he really wanted to be. And I think that set the tone for his teammates. His leadership, his tenacity, his toughness matches his talent. And that mentality, that's going to make it with this young fella in 10 years. We're going to be saying a whole lot about him.
Make Minnesota like how Mike made Chicago. They would
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
Nobody
That's
was
what I
thinking
think.
about Chicago.
And that was where I was going to go with my point. Mike, you got to think Chi-Town was a small market, and then they were terrible. But I hope that the young fellas stay in Minnesota, and they just keep building, and they keep building, and then they become a dynasty. Because what it shows a lot of young people. You don't have to have all the glitz and the glamour coming out. Mm-hmm. You have to work hard, be dedicated to the cause, and put in that work ethic, and you could become elite.
Yep.
And that mentality. So it'll be interesting to see. I want to know about
him going to Georgia. Him going to Georgia. No mention of his dad.
That's what I want to know about his background.
Him going to Georgia said a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's from Atlanta, right? But for him to go to Georgia, he knew they weren't going to win.
No, facts.
That shows that he wasn't needy like that, because he could have gone literally anywhere in the country. I mean, he was the number one player in the country. So that says a lot about him.
Hey Q, can you drop those pictures when I took look at my man J Key. That's we at Cleveland Arena. That was you 7 or 8?
One of them.
7. I think it's
Kobe came there and hit that fadeaway in the clutch version.
Look, you don't see him with the sweater on.
Yeah, no, yeah. With the
and now I'm gonna tell you, I remember this game vividly. Kobe was doing
he had a fadeaway that went above the backboard. I remember it.
Yeah, he was doing LeBron like a kid. He was just running down, posting him, sealing him, laying. I mean, like jump hooks, layups. It was the craziest thing ever, and it was so effortless. Yeah, first it didn't make a difference.
Somebody said they calling in trying to talk, and they said it's going to voicemail.
Hold on.
That's what they said.
Who said they trying to hold on?
Voicemail trying. That's what they saying.
What's they number? What number they calling in? Let me see what number they calling.
And that's what they just told me. They said they calling in trying to.
What number they calling from? Tell them to call back.
He said call back. Y'all
tell them to call back 313-445 and 458. Yeah, 4445. You know what I meant. They'll figure it out. Yeah, they'll figure it out. They'll call a couple of the. Yeah, it's on the screen, man. Hold, let me make sure I got this up here. Yes, and make sure. No, it's. I'm ready. We tell them we got action. Somebody trying to call in. Let's see what they got. We got the young fellas trying to call in. I'm waiting on you. But anyway, when we went out to that game, that was one of the best things. What happened to you? Got the pictures on your phone when we took the pictures out in L.A.?
Yeah, I do.
Send them to me real quick, so I'm gonna send them to Q so they can post those.
All right, let me get offline.
Oh, Needed son say what's hey, listen.
Oh man.
Come on. Listen, I just told you 313-458-4445. I don't know why it's not going through, because it's sitting here waiting. I can see it. I'm gonna send it out again. 458-4445. Listen, Ernie, come on, call in and see what you got. I know Ernie gonna be clowning. Ernie, we got the lines open just for you. Where you at?
What was the date on that? I'm scrolling.
February 8th. We was out there February 8th.
Oh yeah, right up.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. ESPN, we got it's 99 and 95, and the New York Knicks is up. 10 minutes left in the game. Looks like Knicks is handling. I'm gonna tell you another thing that I like, and going to your point, George. And this era, I remember watching Jalen Brunson on the court. Arguing with the referee.
And his daddy did what?
And he said, "What the you arguing for, man? Come on!" And you know what he did?
He came on.
Now listen.
I saw that. I saw
y'all
that
seen the video when he was pushing when he was outside though. Jalen Brunson about to cry.
Yeah.
Then it was too slow.
Yeah, he moving
follow
too
through.
slow. I saw that.
And it shows in his toughness now.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Again, that difference right there alone, man. You know, I mean, as a pro. For him to be complaining to a rep and his father come up and like, man, what you complaining about? Get your it. And he moved just like a son's supposed to. Like, yeah, man, all right, Dad, here I come. It's a difference.
Oh, for sure. Man, come on, man. We got games going on. We got parlays going on. What's going on? Parlay losing.
What is Ernie talking about?
Ernie, I don't know where you at, Ernie. I done sent you the number. I'm waiting on Ernie to call in. But I think it's unanimous. I think George has concluded that LeBron James cannot be in the top 1-2.
No, I didn't say that. I think Kobe's selfishness hurt him. I think Kobe's selfishness hurts Kobe. Kobe, the series against Bynum, and then when you start to see some of the things that Kobe was doing, Kobe was, and again, what you could love about somebody is what you can hate about them, so I ain't tripping. Mm-hmm. But Kobe was about Kobe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Kobe was about Kobe now. And to go up 3-1 against OKC and then Bynum not touch that ball no more, it was like, I'm screaming from the basement like, Kobe, get this big son. Man, Bynum was killing OKC. Mm-hmm. And then Kobe was like, man, this my squad, dog.
The only reason I'm going to say, did Kobe ever choke in the final the way that Bron did?
Why? When did he choke?
I'm asking.
I'm asking you, when did he choke?
Bron choke?
Mm-hmm. Against Dallas?
Wait a minute. You can't be serious.
No, you can't be serious. Against Dallas?
You can't be
against Dallas?
Man, Kobe shot them air balls against Utah.
No, that's what I'm asking. So I was asking for history.
Kobe shot them air balls against Utah.
Against Utah, it wasn't the finals.
No, playoffs?
No, it's not the finals.
Well, you had to get to the playoffs.
The biggest stage in basketball, LeBron got outscored by Jason Terry. Mm-hmm. Off the bench.
Facts.
And he was getting fed by him. He couldn't stop him.
No, listen. As a kid,
that's never happened for Kobe or Mike. So it's like
no
that
cap.
Cancels out the. If you have a big bust, you can't be in the GOAT conversation for those. You can't beat those two because they never failed on that stage. That's why I say it.
You let Jason Terry give you the business. Come on, man. You see what they say? Listen,
third leading scorer on this team. Like that was pathetic. So it's like, granted, when people say he has the greatest finals win. Coming back from 3-1, he also has the greatest finals loss, in my opinion. So,
there you go, right there.
Oh yeah, there we go. This is 2A. We was out in L.A.
For the
Kobe,
unveiling,
the unveiling. That was cold. But look at the car. Flip that. It was a dude. The dude got this car out there every day.
Right there.
Kobe Hellcat.
The Kobe Hellcat is crazy. No, you don't understand until you see it in person. Everything in there has Kobe on. Like he got GGM on the back. Speaker. Yeah. Oh, it's out cold, man. Really? We had an outstanding time. Then we left from there. We went over to Vegas for the Super Bowl and everything. But so, G, I think I'm going to wrap it up with this.
Yeah.
I think Jordan said it best. Mm-hmm. Everybody has their GOAT. Mm-hmm. But the greatest of all time, I think, is concluded. Let me just make sure, because I don't want nobody to be like I was biased. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Man, let me see. Yep, I'm looking at it. GOAT. They got Mike Jordan. They got a few Magics, in here. Somebody had Luka. Come on, what are we doing?
That must have been G, man.
No, if he stay on the track, I think he could go down as the greatest white person to ever play basketball. If he stay on track, if he get a couple rings and stuff.
But he got to get.
Skill-wise, he better than Larry Bird right now. So.
Dang. And I don't know about that, because I'm going to tell you, Larry Bird. I
remember you going to say the story about him scoring 40 with the left hand.
I don't want to. I will say this.
You going there.
Well, I will say this, though. I will say this.
Oh, man, you got all my tricks, man.
His ability to move, he a little more athletic than Larry was. So that allowed him
at a bigger
to
size,
move.
though. He's fat. That's
I guess that is true.
For him to be fat and doing this is
so that because Larry Bird was a point guard mentality player.
Mm-hmm.
His dimes and everything was crazy.
I'm just telling y'all, based upon Demps, McKnight,
somebody said
Jordan. They got Jordan. Hold on. Somebody got LeBron in there. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
He good. Then we got a Kobe in there. Then we got another Mike in there. Then hold on. Let me see somebody else. It's I'm gonna tell y'all, fellas.
It's opinion based.
Nah. That's a negative.
We ain't got no.
That's a negative.
We ain't got no 70-year-olds.
I know. I mean, that's a negative. You gotta think, and then Bill Russell. You gotta think. Then he had the
Jaggy move.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Then we got another LeBron in here.
Oh, those are good opinions, but opinions don't trump facts in my. So.
brother Daryl Weaver, he said he old school. He got magic.
Magic.
He got magic.
Ain't going Magic.
Oh, he gotta be.
So let me ask you,
has to be.
so is Magic the greatest point guard we ever seen?
Yes. Yes. Man,
No, I ain't
the hell it like that?
I was asking you because you said you were Pistons fans. I thought you were gonna say Isaiah, but okay, right.
So
Magic.
you ain't okay.
Magic then Zeke.
Magic.
You taking Zeke over Steph?
Yes, point guard. Yeah. See, but nephew, you make a great point. But here, I want you to think about this too. The way the game has changed, and Steph,
He's a combo guard.
he's not. Yeah, he's
Not a traditional point.
So, because that's what one of the things.
And if Zeke had that kind of freedom, where he could just take.
No,
take
Zeke
all
was
the-
out cold. Zeke was unbelievable. Stuff that Zeke was doing.
It was sick.
I remember. See, I'm gonna tell y'all another story because I got like 900 stories, but I'm gonna keep it to like
971.
Yeah. So what happened was during the NBA lockout. This was many years ago. I took Brother John up there. We was playing out in Troy at the church. Tone Tolbert, me, Brian Tolbert. It was a number of guys, NBA guys. So the first time I never had the respect for Isaiah. I used to be. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was just that I was like, he okay? But Isaiah came out there. No, listen, Isaiah, listen, Q. Like you would have died. You would have been like you could go to heaven. You would have been like you could go to heaven. Isaiah came out there, and so the day before, I'll never forget this. Brian Tolbert and a guy named Beetle that went to Henry Ford kicked Isaiah butt up and down the court. So we used to do this pro drill every day. Pro drill took you like 45 minutes to do. So the next day, me, Rick Mahorn, Junkyard Dog, this was our team. So Rick was like, man, my guy, he mad. He mad. He mad today. We like, if he ain't here, he ain't playing. But we don't know he talking about Zeke coming back. He mad about yesterday. It was me, Junkyard Dog, Rick Mahorn, and Isaiah on the team. He said, young fella, he called me young fella. He said, young fella, all you got to do is make an open shot. Zeke came in this joint, and I promise you, his skill set is unbelievable in person. What he was doing, see, when they talk about the Allen Iverson crossover,
Yeah, that's what I tell you.
he was doing that before Allen Iverson. But see, Isaiah said, listen, if they reaching at my crossover, because he crossing it below his knee. He said, if I'm crossing below my knee and you reaching, that means you leaning. If you leaning, I'm leaving. That's where I got that quote. If you leaning, I'm leaving. Yeah, and but you got to remember, Isaiah was doing this stuff way before these guys, and I was like,
Before it got prevalent.
Before it got prevalent, and I was thinking, exactly. No doubt. Isaiah beat. No, he beat him. Yeah, he beat. No doubt about it. He beat him. But then we got to go to the eye test. You know what I'm saying, Mike? You know what I'm saying. But so let me ask y'all this, because people on social, huh? Oh no question about it. But I mean, when you
No,
start,
we're just talking about greatest point guard. Not he can't be greatest ever. No,
yeah,
that's not even-
but when I'm looking at people across social media, I was reading, they were saying it's a dumb debate. Can you compare across generations? I think so. Because when you think about who's the greatest shooter ever, bar none. I mean, it's easy. Okay, when we look at it,
Kyrie. You about to say greatest ball handler, Kyrie.
dang, ball handle. I wasn't going to dang ball. I didn't even think about that. You might, Kyrie. So then when you look at this, let's go to golf. Greatest golfer ever. It ain't no question. So you can see Jack Nicholson was a cold son of a gun. Nicholas, he was a cold son of a gun. But what's the other guy with the
Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer. That's what I'm thinking about. Palmer. Those guys, they were good. But Tiger came and changed the game. So I think you can compare across the generations and cross forms. I think these are the guys.
I think everything evolved.
EP, what up, though?
You know.
Your boy Earl Pearl. Hey, EP, you don't see that Cooley State. Hey, Elijah, can we get a picture of that Cooley State picture again? Because my man EP, he waiting on this picture. EP, I got something for you, boy. You on there, and you do got your mouth open, lip hanging, big lip, some gun. I'm just telling you, watch. He gonna get the picture up in the corner. Get that Cooley picture. You know, Earl was that integral part. He kept the team together. You know what I'm saying?
He like the Draymond of the team.
Yeah, he was like Draymond.
He's behind you. He's behind you.
Oh,
He getting up there.
oh,
No, Man, he can. Yeah. He look at you with the 44, and now, boy, I'm gonna tell you, look at you over there looking a little sweet now. I don't know what's going on. Listen, what's wrong with your arm?
They caught you at the wrong time, man. Damn.
Man, come on, EP, you looking a little sweet over there, man. Look at that.
Did Kelso have another colored jacket, or he always?
No. Listen. Listen.
That's the only one I've ever seen him in.
He only gonna wear that
Coach?
jacket because that's like
that's championship. It ain't gonna be nothing else. It's gonna be them black pants. Man, I broke.
You had a sleeve?
No, I broke my wrist.
Oh. That was a cast.
I
was saying, you was the first person I ever seen with a sleeve back then.
Yeah.
No, I would have been crazy.
See what I'm saying?
Broke my thumb. Then they had to put it all the way down.
Yeah, broke his thumb. You know what I'm saying? You know what he was doing. Let's keep that between us. We ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna say, but you know what I'm saying? Yes, another conversation. Got a ring for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All these dudes getting rings. You know what I'm saying? We looking at all the guys.
This our junior year right here. Yeah, it's our junior year right here.
Our junior year, COO. What up, though, Dewan? So now listen.
Boo-boo.
Ooh, boo-boo. Y'all, listen.
Shoot that thing.
Listen.
Number 10.
Persian Doughboys? Come on. The Doughboys.
Hey, boo-boo.
Boo-boo,
we ain't mean to put Derwin Good up there right there for you to see, man. Damn, boo.
Y'all don't see MT though over there. You got, smiling, you know what I'm saying? He's smiling over there. Y'all don't see the young Mike. They ain't had we ain't had 23. We ain't had no odd numbers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I got the chain on early, you know what I'm saying? Hey, can you take down Boo-Boo thing? Take down Boo-Boo thing. Look, y'all don't see, y'all got to check out the Jordans on there, though, what I got on. Ooh. See, y'all don't see Q. You don't
them
see
the twos?
Them
y'all rock the twos back then?
What?
Hey,
man, listen.
Come on, guys. What you talking about?
Hey, man. Every number but the twos.
What?
I know exactly what they is. I just got every number but the twos.
No, there was, to me.
And then
there was a, no. Oh. That's not it. Listen to me. Now, I played with him, and so you got to understand, big bro them, man, I should have been like, hey, man, give me a pair. They would have got me a pair, man. Yeah, but I'm not going to come out there with my man, about every 4 or 5 games. And they come with, hey, man, they coming in with the box. I'm like, damn, man. But then when he had them on,
them was cold.
I said, God, them is so cold, boy.
But then y'all don't see
the sweetest ones.
But y'all don't see what y'all don't see them to tear off sweats with the stars.
With the stars on.
Star, we killing them.
Yeah, snap off.
Well, we had to snap off for a different reason. Me and G.O.A.T. You know what I'm saying? Snap off for a different reason. Look at Big Yay D Horn. Man, Big D, man, he sold us out again. Oh, he down at TVs, man.
We painted them backboards. You see them backboards right there?
We killed them.
We painted them. Yeah, we did that.
Ern, I know you see them. Ern, I know you see that.
Yeah,
listen.
We did that, man.
Look at God rest his soul. Reggie Cat. What he looking at?
What camera is Reg looking at?
It ain't no other camera over there. You know that.
Elijah must have been there, man. Told him to look at that camera or something. What's wrong with Reg? Spring of '87. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in.
Man, there you go.
It's been all love. Hey.
Going back. Listen, G. So we appreciate Jorden coming on the show.
For sure.
Listen, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure y'all go to State Champions Podcast on the IG, TikTok, YouTube. Subscribe, like, and if you haven't already done so, make sure you tell a friend and let them know. Hey, man, listen, the State Champion Podcast, they get busy. They have some great topics.
Are we going to do integration next week?
No, integration next week. Man, we could, but I want to put out that commentary on the integration, though, for real. That integration.
We gotta talk about it.
We gotta talk about integration, man, because that's part of the problem for our community. Because see,
we assimilated to someone else's culture.
Yeah, we went to somebody else. Actually, we didn't go to their culture because they still have male figures in their household. And if we still go back to that, and when we were a unit, back in the day, I think things would change. But so for me, the GOAT. Like Jorden said, everybody has a different GOAT, but the greatest of all time, I'm going to give it to the young fella. He said Mike Jordan is the GOAT. George, I think you want to say it, but you scared because Big D was going to come over here and jump on you. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So, but we going to go with Mike Jordan. According to everybody on here, we had some Kobe's, we had some Mikes, but it looked like it's unanimous. And so that's why we have Mike Jordan, down on the backdrop. You can take out
the views of Wizards 23.
Listen, flying,
not the views of everybody on State Champions.
Listen, we got Mike. Look at Mike. He flying on there. Yeah, he going crazy.
Yeah, it's bad boy.
He going crazy.
Remember we was watching that on that was a dunk contest.
Dunk contest.
We was
for
watching
sure.
that on VCR, baby. We was pausing it.
Oh, you gotta pause it on VCR. Oh, look at which ones are those, Jordan? Which one?
The threes, white cement threes.
Ooh,
I don't like them either.
I got them upstairs, but
I got
one, them
4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s. I don't like the 2s or the 3s. The only 2 Jordans I don't like.
The 2s was the best ones ever.
Yeah, no, them right there.
I never had a pair.
Look at that. It's unanimous. Look at that. Look at Mike right there.
Folks, one love, baby.
We out of here. State Champion Podcast. What podcast is for, G?
It's for the people, by the people, of the people. Hey. One love.
Q, drop that.